This video demonstrates the process of recursively querying domain name servers, starting at the root server to resolve the IP address of a given host. The IP address of a root server was obtained from IANA, and typically the IP addresses of root servers are pre-configured on most devices. Here, the query starts with using dig at the root server, which in this example is 198.41.0.4, for a host named www in a domain bing.com. On pressing enter, the root server is queried, and here is the result from the query. The root server says that it does not have a full answer for www.bing.com, but it knows of 13 authoritative servers who might be able to answer this query. So in this case, the authoritative servers are the top level domains for the .com domain. And in this case, I'm just going to pick up the first server for the top level domain, which is e.gtltd-servers.net. I'm going to use that IP address to query for www.bing.com. So I'm going to query at that name server, www.bing.com. And now that server responds saying that the top level domain server does not have an answer for it, but it knows of 4 authoritative servers that might be able to answer this question. In this case, these servers are bing.com servers, and the names of the servers are msedge.net, 4 different name servers. I'm just going to pick up the first IP address of the first name server, and I'm going to query that name server for www.bing.com. And now that server responded. It actually says it has 2 answers to offer. In this case, first it says www.bing.com is a canonical name or an alias for a server named any.edge.bing.com. So now we look up the IP address of any.edge.bing.com, which is 204.79.197.200, and that's the IP address for www.bing.com. This IP address is typically cached or saved on the local host for several hours so that any further queries for www.bing.com can be quickly responded without having to recursively search name servers. However, the cache is periodically refreshed so that any changes in IP address is appropriately reflected in the local caches.